That's to sync the audio.
Yeah,
that's to sync the audio with the video. Welcome back to another episode of Life with Lam. Today I'm joined here with...
Chirathi Dharmasena. Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
No, that's okay. Look, Chirathi and I have been having a bit of a chat, when I picked her up.
we got breakfast this morning.
Very cute, very cute.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I mean, tell us a bit about yourself.
So, my name's Chirathi. I'm 19 from Melbourne, and I take photos.
She takes really good photos, people.
I take photos.
She takes... And what kind of photos are we talking about?
I take film photos.
Yeah.
So I specialize in film photography, 35 millimeters.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an honor. If you can see on the video there, we've got Chirathi's... what do you want to call it?
I call it my... I guess you could call it like a logo or one of my logos. It's, one of our stickers, yeah.
Yeah, and what's your, account
my brand?
called?
Yeah, what is your brand? So I run this Instagram page called Screenshot CBF Sending, short for Can't Be Fucked. Yes. It just started off as like a little account for my friends because I couldn't be bothered sending everyone photos, really.
Hence the name.
Yeah, hence the name.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it's just stuck.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, how did we meet? Talk to the listeners about this one. This is a bit of a funny one.
We actually, we matched on, I think it was one of the dating apps, like I think Tinder.
Probably Tinder.
I think it was Tinder. And funny story. Well, we're like both in relationships now, but I actually got banned off Tinder.
I did too.
So why'd you get banned?
I don't even know. Maybe I was a bit of a menace to society, but
no
comment on that one.
Yeah, I definitely got banned for being a menace too. I actually got banned for like scamming older guys.
What? No way.
No, but to be fair, I didn't even scam them. I messaged like one or two my Amazon wish list, and then I got banned.
Oh my god!
And
wait,
I think
did you
I
set
had
your
it
age demographic to like 50 plus? Or
yeah,
something?
like sugar daddies in my area vibes.
Oh my god!
And not to mention the fact that I think I was like underage on there. As well,
really?
Or like freshly 18. So it was
a businesswoman.
It was I guess you could call me a hustler.
I know. I respect that.
But No,
Nah, Tinder's, I don't know.
It's a bit toxic.
If you think of it, swiping left and right,
it
gives you this it gives you this god complex.
Yeah, it does. Like I was definitely on there for the piss. But also, like, I was like, oh, like, hot guys in my area, But also, judging people off 5 photos should be illegal.
It should be illegal.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, people are advocating for, like, not objectifying people and, like, women and men and, like, just, in society in general. And we're here just like, oh, they're pretty hot.
Yeah, like, it's definitely feeding into, like, that hookup culture, which, I feel like everyone's been in before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean... not that I use Tinder anymore, but
neither.
I was probably on it for the piss at the end.
Yeah.
And, just being a bit of a sleazebag all around. So, funny story for you listeners here. Chirathi and I in relationship. Yeah, I know. Yeah. We've found them not through a dating website. So, there's always hope out there.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And it doesn't include Tinder or any of those apps.
Yeah,
guys.
Exactly. Go out, touch some grass.
Yeah, and touch some grass, please.
So back to the main reason why you're here. I wanted you on the Potter for your film photography.
Yeah, so it actually all started last year. I didn't actually expect to blow up like I did. Hence why I've got this point and shoot here. This was my first little trusty camera. So how I got this was for my 18th birthday, so I'm 19 now. My parents got me like this sports watch, like a
G-Shock or something.
Yeah, it was like a Garmin. And I was like to them, "Oh, like Mum, I'm just about to buy an Apple Watch." So, I didn't want to be that bitch and be like, "Can you return this? Because I'm never gonna wear this." But I was like, "Mom, like I'm about to buy an Apple Watch, so I feel like I didn't want to waste that money."
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if you're not going to get use out of it, like, might as well. Like, sorry, mum and dad.
Sorry, I loved it, but also I feel like I had no use for it, and they did spend a lot of money on it. So instead of keeping that, I asked them to return it. I feel like a terrible person saying this.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I asked them to return it because if you're gonna spend a lot of money, you might as well use the product. But I asked them to return it, and then I bought this film camera off. I think it was Etsy.
Yeah. Etsy does sell film cameras.
Yeah, I bought it off Etsy, and I was kind of feeding into that trend, I guess, of like film cameras.
It was a huge trend. I remember everyone like, and still like, I mean, it's such a cool trend, honestly. Yeah. Like, you're bringing disposable like Kodaks into like clubs and stuff.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to feed into that disposable life. I was like, if I'm joining this film community, I might as well just invest in one because I think I'll get use out of it. And even if I don't use it, I can pass it down to my like family, or like I can give it to someone who will use it as a present. Sure. You know, it's just a timeless piece.
Did you have prior like sort of photography background?
Not really.
Or you just like an epiphany occurred and you're like, well, I'm going to take film photos?
I've always had like this eye for like film, but mainly like videography. I was like super interested in like that how do you say his name? Jay Alvarez, you know, like he's like a videographer, and he does like cool stunts and like skydiving videos and like surfy kind of vibe videos. And I was super obsessed with that. So I wanted to actually get into videography. And then, yeah, it just all kind of fell into my lap with this film camera, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's how it started.
That's super cool. And like, it's so cool that hobbies just like come like that, you know?
Yeah, it was.
Because we were talking about like how, I don't know, like I started the podcast. It was literally like a conversation with a friend. I was like, oh yeah, wouldn't it be cool? And then you like actually act on it.
Yeah, and you just bring it to life.
Exactly. And I think like people need to be more ballsy and do that.
Yeah, no, I think it was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So talk to us about like your process and like how, like your first couple what do you call it? Rolls of film? Yeah.
Yeah, so I had just finished school, and I was like, it was like this time last year, and I was like kind of like at peace with myself. Like I really didn't see life beyond school. I was so
I don't think anyone did for a long time, which is like kind of scary.
Yeah, like
in a sense.
Especially because of COVID. I was like, I really want to like go out and be a teenager and do all that stuff and like actually live my life, because I not in the right headspace last year, and I finally felt free from that toxic school society. And so I was going out and like just catching the train to random places and like just doing stuff by myself, like because I still couldn't drive, obviously, like because of COVID I couldn't get my license. I was like catching the train to random places, going up shopping, like looking at little stores, like going into crystal stores, you know, just doing random stuff. And I came across, you know, the Croydon skate park, and I like the first ever time I went there, I just went to like test it out. I thought, oh, like a skate park would be cool to test out my first camera, like my first ever film roll.
Yeah, were you going there like to find someone to shoot for, or just like you were doing landscapes and sort of like, yeah.
I was just to be honest with you, I was just going because I was wanting to read my book, but I also wanted to like you know, see if there was anyone there that I could shoot. So it was kind of a bit of both. Like I just finished up shopping. I was tired. I wanted to sit down. So I thought, oh, cool, skate park. Maybe I can like see if I can get
those
some
skater boys.
Yeah, get some pics of some skater boys.
Some droopy fits there.
Yeah, and actually that's where I met one of my closest friends now, because during school I didn't really have very close connections with people because I couldn't really find people with my vibe. I always felt really alienated in that school environment. But Lachlan Diamond, he's one of my closest friends now. Love him to bits. I bumped into him. I met him there and some of his mates, and I just tested out my new camera there, and yeah, it was one of my first rolls.
Yeah. But yeah. That's so cool. So you just like approached him and you're like, yo,
yeah,
what's up?
I think one of his friends approached me and he was like, yeah, I think I know you like through Facebook or something,
or like
mutuals.
TikTok.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, probably. I'm just like chilling here with my film camera. Do you want me to take some photos of you? I'm trying to test it out. And yeah, it just all kind of fell into place.
Yeah. And that's what happens when you touch grass, kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I was just, at that point, I was just so sick of it and wanting to like try new things. And I was like, you know what? Like, might as well just get out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Had you already started sort of like taking photos and putting them up on your Insta, or at that point you were just
so that Insta was one of my old accounts for, you know, when you have like a 12-year account? Yeah, I think it was like one of my 12-year accounts where like I posted just like pictures of like the sky and stuff.
Oh, okay,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, for the
like,
aesthetics.
Yeah, it was one of those accounts. And then I just decided to make it like my film account so then people could screenshot it instead of me having to send it to everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
But
and yeah, film is like a hefty investment.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me about what are we talking about? You know, like you've invested your money from a Garmin, which is like what, $400 into this camera, plus on top of that, how much are rolls and like getting it developed and those sorts of things?
Like Camera House, for an example, if you want to get your film developed, it's about $8, and then you want to obviously get it scanned to your phone because that's how you like put it
Upload,
on.
exactly.
Put it on social media, get it out there. That's about another $10. So it's about $18 a roll, $20 a roll to develop. And on a roll of film, there's about 36 photos. And then you can get ones with like 24. It just depends because you can get really good rolls, which are about $20 to $35.
And is that with like a different filter on it or something? Or is it just like more high quality?
Yeah, it's like quality, like the colors. It's pretty much all that. The ISO, so that's like, you know, if you're like doing fast-paced movements like club photography, you want like a higher ISO.
Yeah, for sure. And you're still learning, obviously.
Oh yeah, like I started last year. So
yeah, I feel like I'm making her out to be like this, like. I mean, you are pretty well established on the gram, but yeah, you've been doing this for like. I've been having a look as well because we followed each other and everything, and like I was like, holy shit. Like this looks sick, you know, but talk to me about like your first couple experiences with rolls. Like how are you trying to find like what you wanted to do and those sorts of things?
It was genuinely just me jumping into that film photography trend, like, you know, and then I realized I didn't really want to spend money on disposables because I thought I will definitely get use out of this, and then it just went from there, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Bit of a question, because I find that like I take a lot of photos with my friends. I feel like it's not reciprocated.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy being sort of behind the camera, or do you enjoy being put out in front of the camera as well?
I love being behind the camera. In front of the camera is a different story because I know how to like pose people. I know how to take their shot
and like then make them look flattering as well.
Yeah,
right?
And then I just feel like no one can do that for me. I feel like Dante's my boyfriend. He's getting there. He's like
it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But some tips I guess for you guys who want to be better at taking photos of other people or even yourself, like setting up a tripod. Some things I take notice of is like their eye level. So you want to take a photo of someone else on like how they perceive themselves. So let's say like their eye level's like a little bit below you, so you want to like bring the phone down a bit so you're at their eye level and they see on the photo what they see in the mirror, kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I find like, I mean, in movies and stuff they always do like the low angle, high angle.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn all about that stuff, but yeah, I guess that actually makes a lot of sense because
like
that's how you see yourself as well. Because you'll be like, what the fuck?
Like that's not me. Like, have you ever looked at a photo of someone else that someone else has taken of you and been like, that is just not me?
Yeah, for sure. I think that happens all the time. And people get such like bad, I don't know, dysmorphia about themselves as well. And they're like, do I actually look like that? And it's like, no, you're just, because you normally see yourself how you see yourself.
Yeah, and then like if you're taking a fit pic, you want shoes in it. You don't want to cut off the shoes, etc., etc. You want to have like even space between like your feet
rule of
and
thirds,
the floor.
baby.
Yeah, it's just
for sure.
Yeah, if you want to get better at photos, it's just like the angle, positioning, lighting, and just the pose, because you want it to be natural. You don't want it to look forced either.
Yeah, for sure. And did you like learn all this? Like, were you researching about it, or you were just like, oh, this like looks pretty cool, I'll do that?
I actually I did like a photography course in grade 6.
Damn.
Yeah, in grade 6.
Yeah,
setting
up her career and stuff.
I know. Like, we just had like a teacher come in, and like they chose like 5 or 6 students who wanted to like do photography, and she pretty much like taught us like rule of thirds, and that's just kind of stuck with me in the back of my head. Like rule of thirds, like eye level stuff, like lighting, and it's just stuck with me since. But I never thought that I would use it or that it would be useful to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't it crazy how life works out?
I know, right? Yeah, it's actually crazy because you just started this hobby. You're like, I'm gonna go to the skate park. Yeah. Oh, I've met this friend, and then now like they're one of my best friends. And then you've also met your boyfriend as well.
Yeah,
you want to talk about that?
I love like meeting like people organically.
Yeah.
I guess.
So back to Tinder.
Yeah, Tinder.
Organic.
I mean,
really cool guys.
Super organic.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess you could call this organic. I'm pretty sure he either came up on my TikTok feed, organic, but
yeah. I know. What is organic really?
Yeah, like, it's really hard with this digital age to make it out,
especially with COVID too. How do you meet people? You know?
Yeah, I love social media, but also it is so toxic at the same time.
Yeah, because you're judging people off like what they post, and like thirst trapping, like catfishing, they all exist.
Yeah, definitely
we got you.
A culprit, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, when you're talking about your profiles and you're like, I love making them.
So I was talking about Jaden and perception in the car with Jaden, and I was like, I feel like my whole life I've been perceived wrong. And I loved the fact that I could just control how people perceived me, which sounds so psychotic. Like, guys, trust me, I'm not psycho. Anyways, no, I promise I'm not psycho, but like it just felt refreshing that I could like control what people thought of me. And like looking back, I'm like, damn, people are definitely doing that to me.
And like manipulating their point of view. Yeah, for sure. We'll get into that actually a bit later, because you did want to talk about your past like school life and everything.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess talk to me about this Screenshot CBF.
Oh, so we're actually coming out with tote bags to help promote my photography, I guess, because you can only really get so far being a photographer. People see your work on, models pages, but they don't really follow the photographer. So I thought maybe coming out with like a product that people will use would actually be kind of cool, because then they can be like, oh, like that bag's sick, like where'd you get it from? Like I got it from this photographer chick. She's also doing like a side hustle with like tote bags, etc., on the side. I didn't really want to start a clothing brand because I'm actually studying at uni environmental science and engineering.
The big reveal.
Big reveal.
Yeah, Chirathi was like, I'm not going to tell you what I study until the
podcast. So I'm doing environmental science.
And how is that? How are you finding it?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the topics. It's just been hard.
So relevant.
Yeah.
To like this day and age.
Oh,
and with like all the startup brands coming through, like
I didn't really want to start a clothing brand for that reason. I didn't want it, like, it wasn't that I didn't have faith in myself, but like, firstly, like I didn't want it to flop, and then just I'm like left with all these products where no one wants them, and then I have to like, I've just lost money, and now I just have to like donate them, which is not bad.
Yeah,
like,
it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, but it was just like an environmental thing for me, and then I thought like tote bags would be perfect because people will see that like just on the street and be like, that's cool, where'd you get it from? Like, and it would be like a good promotional thing rather than like a t-shirt or like a jumper or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think tote bags are just like a cool, like, it's not necessarily a staple, but it's something that's sort of like complements your fit as well. And people, it is eye-catching as well. Like people will look at your bag, and like it's so convenient to use. Yeah, as well. So like I think it's a really good like product that you're putting out there. Yeah.
Yeah, like people normally just buy random tote bags from like Cotton On or like General Pants when they're shopping, but like I've never seen like a really cool tote bag. You know?
For sure. And like the ones that are really cool are pretty high end as well.
Oh yeah, very high end.
Splurge for those ones.
Yeah. I really tried to like take in, you know, environmental factors with this, like making sure like most of it's like Australian made, and then on top of that coming out with like a limited number, and then like PR dropping it to people who I know would use it. Like most people use a bag, yes, but like
you want the sort of like people with higher numbers
with clout.
on the ground.
No.
Yeah, with clout.
No, well, not even that. It was just I want people to wear a specific way. So like
I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. And then it's sort of something that's not like generalized. It's something more tailored towards like, this is like my like niche sort of thing. Like these people wear it. Yeah,
well, I want people to like look at these people wearing it and be like, damn, like that's cool. Like I want to invest in that. And then they realize that it's like a one-off thing, and then they have to like see what I come out with later.
Yeah, for sure.
Almost like push pull. Have you heard of that brand?
Yeah, no, I was gonna talk about that actually, because I saw you put your application in for their like internship.
Yeah, no, so unfortunately I didn't get that, but
what was the process like, or was it just you submitted that and they sort of just posted it?
I pretty much just submitted it and then they posted it on their story. But my boyfriend's like a diehard push pull fan, like from the OG days, and he kind of got me onto that, and he actually bought me a push pull ring for my birthday.
Aww.
Yeah,
those are pretty rare as well.
Yeah, I'm super lucky to have them.
For sure.
Yeah.
You were gonna say about push pull, or just
I just wanted to like keep it limited because they're doing like a no restocks thing, and I kind of wanted to have that same kind of exclusivity to my tote bags.
And it does like implicitly and explicitly generate hype around your products
and demand.
As well. And yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Where do you see? Oh, sorry.
Sorry. So I'm actually dropping them not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, December the 1st.
So by the time you guys are listening to this, it'll probably be already out.
And they'll definitely be sold out. Hopefully. Well, hopefully.
Yeah. No, I like that confidence. Yeah. You gotta go in with that mindset. Otherwise, you're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm hoping they sell out, and you'll have to stay tuned for the next drop. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Summer related and not clothing. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Talk to me about uni and like what are you studying and like what has
it's like
changed your perception on it, because you were saying that you wanted to start a clothing brand.
So I wanted to start a clothing line kind of thing. I've always wanted to, like I used to draw up designs in like a little art book.
Yeah, a little sketchbook. Yeah.
But I just didn't want to feed into that fast fashion industry. Yeah. So I've been like trying to keep it around Melbourne and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any like, what have you come across that you're like, fuck? You know, like it's been a bit hard. Or
money.
Pretty smooth sailing at the moment.
Oh, definitely like money wise, because it's a big investment, like starting up a brand. Like even with this first drop, I'm going under. Yeah, so I see it as promotional stuff.
Yeah.
Rather than like me trying to make money
and
off
I think
of
that's
the product.
I think that's like a really good sort of goal, instead of like I want to make a profit, you know, because you're not gonna, if you release those sorts of things, like chances are you will like probably go under as well.
100%.
You want to either break even or make a little bit,
yeah,
if that's your incentive, but I don't think you should go in being like, I'm gonna make all this money, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm going like just a little bit under, but like to me it wasn't about the money. It was just about getting my name out there, like connecting with different creators on Instagram, and just having my name out there, to be honest.
For sure. So do you see yourself sort of like collaborating with more like models in the future, or where do you see this sort of taking you?
So I've done a couple collabs with some, you know, TikTokers and like some friends who are like micro influencers on Instagram. But yeah, I would love to get out there and, you know, get bigger, obviously. But I'm also doing like event photography right now.
Oh, sick.
So I did like a little gig for Ivy Music Group. So that was just at Laundry Bar, and we had J. Kira and just some other little artists. It's on my website, www.screenshotcbfsending.com. You can have a look. I did see that,
actually. Yeah, cheeky plug there.
Yeah, cheeky plug.
Nah, it's alright. I respect that. No, I saw it and like it looks so nice.
Yeah,
like, pretty
thank
crisp.
You. Yeah, I'm doing events, and I'm doing Club Utopia on December 17th, so get down to that. I'm just really hoping to do more events and like gigs with models, because most of my film I've just been doing for free just to get my name out there and really build like a portfolio and stuff for my website.
Yeah, it's nice. The feed is looking quite nice.
Thank you.
I must admit. Yeah, I mean, from afar, like as someone like who hadn't met on Tinder and then just didn't really speak after that.
Yeah.
I was like watching your stuff and I was like, holy shit, like it's growing like a lot.
Thank you.
I was like, damn, like she could actually like do a lot of event photography and like actually get models on her page as well.
Yeah,
so I can definitely see a market for you there.
Yeah, thanks. I definitely love what I'm doing, because right now it doesn't even feel like work to me. Like this just feels like a hobby, which is what I want to do with my life. Like I don't want to feel like, oh, like I have work now, like I have to get up and get changed. Like I love doing this, so it just feels fun to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you were saying that actually talk to me about like your logo designing and like everything, because you were saying Dante played a huge role in your life.
So Dante is amazing. My boyfriend, he pretty much, I gave him like a little bit of inspiration to work with, like a couple photos and, you know, things to work with, and he pretty much just brought it to life on Illustrator, and he's really good with computers, and he's just helped me a lot with this bag drop, because he helped me design them. He pretty much designed the black bag for me with like a bit of my help. But yeah, like he's just played a really big role. He's got his own podcast, actually. It's called Rent Free. He does it with Nathan. And yeah, they talk about really cool topics on there. You should check it out. Another plug.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I poached you first because you haven't made a feature, but...
Yeah. So,
She's a Life With Lam advocate. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough.
No, but yeah, he's been super helpful, like always motivating me. Yeah, he's just amazing.
It's good, and that's like what you should look for in a partner. Someone who like celebrates the small things and motivates you.
we just complement each other. So he's actually studying fashion design at RMIT, and I'm like doing photography on the side, so it just really works well because we're both like really creative individuals, and I feel like we have a lot in common where we grow up in the suburbs, but we're also like super into the city scene, and you know, we have like a bit of like the best of both worlds type thing.
I think that's the best as well, and it gives you like such a broad perspective on like life as well. You have like more empathy for like some things that city people might not have, but then you also learn to appreciate like what you have in the suburbs too. So it's good balance. We like kind of grew up in the same world, but like just different areas. He's from the southeast and I'm from the east. Yeah, you're like end of train line.
Yeah, like Lilydale end of train line vibes. But it was just so refreshing to meet someone who just understands me and like sees me how I see myself finally. Because growing up, I was obviously like, I went to a private school and like I was really fed into that toxic culture of like, you know, of just school. Like school is toxic, period.
Yeah, okay. Let's get into that actually. Because you are a person of colour. You're Sri Lankan.
Yeah.
Going to a private school in sort of the eastern suburbs.
Yeah, the east. Like, so I was probably, growing up, I was probably one of the only people of colour I knew. And then there were a couple of people, like I was like one of 2 or 3 in my year level, and out of 200. So it was kind of hard. Like I always felt really alienated at school. And, you know, obviously, like, the Sri Lankan culture is very different to the Australian culture. So my parents were born in Sri Lanka, and, like, they kept some of their cultural values, obviously, even though they moved to Australia. So it was hard for my Australian friends to just understand. Like, growing up, I wasn't, like, for an example, I wasn't allowed sleepovers with friends and things like that. So, like, that was really popular in primary school. So I would just stop getting invites to all these parties.
Yeah, and it's quite jarring as well. But, yeah, I think a cultural perspective is, like, I don't know, hard to understand as a little kid too.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, Chirathi's not allowed out.
Yeah,
so we're not going to invite her anymore.
Yeah, and then, like, I stopped getting these invites and I was so gutted. And I think that's where, like, most of my, like, fear of missing out now, like, my FOMO has come from. Like, I love being on the scene. Like, I love doing all this, you know, like, my life's really busy. I have, like, a full calendar right now. And I just like it that way. But it's definitely, like, been, you know, a long time coming.
Yeah,
but,
like, constantly doing stuff.
Yeah, like, it's definitely from one of my past traumas of not being able to go to, like, all these little sleepovers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, maybe expand on that, because we were talking about high school, and you just said then, like, high school is quite toxic.
Oh yeah, I didn't really have, like, a set friendship group in high school. Like, I had friends, like, here and there, but, like, I kept, like, bouncing around from friendship groups because it wasn't that I didn't like them. It was just, like, they weren't my people. And yeah, I finally met just this amazing group of girls that, like, that just get me, like, you know. And I always felt, like, alienated in high school and, like, different. And, like, growing up, I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin at all, like, at all.
Yeah. I guess talk to me about that. Did you, like, get bullied at school, or did you just feel like that sort of segregation?
It wasn't like hardcore bullying, you know, like, people, you know,
people, like,
yeah, I guess it is bullying, but it was just, like, microaggressions that I was having to deal with every day that was just so tiring after a while. And at this point, like, I just got sick of it, and I was, like, pretty much all COVID, I was so upset, and, like, I felt like I was being perceived wrong, and that, like, led to, like, a mini depressive episode. Like, all 2020, I was just in bed, like, trying to get through school, trying to do online school. Like, I didn't even rock up to online school. Like, I was just teaching myself at this point through the study design, and just, like, trying to make my family happy, and, like, getting an ATAR that was, like, acceptable in, like, Asian society.
Yeah, which is
so, like, so bad.
Yeah,
terrible.
The expectation's pretty
high.
The bar's pretty high there.
Yeah, really high. And even then, like, I was, like, just meeting it, not even. Like,
yeah, for sure. I guess was this a timeline of primary school through to high school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you feel, would you say, comfortable in your own skin? Because I know a lot of people of color sometimes most definitely don't.
Primary school, it was just such a shit feeling. I was like what, 10 or 9 or 10, just wishing, like, I was white. Like, I'd go to bed, like, wishing I was white. Like, I'd wake up white the next day with blonde hair, blue eyes, you know? It was so shit, which is
like, not a good feeling at all. Yeah, and, like, people should definitely, like, appreciate where they've come from as well.
Yeah, like, I would say to my mom, like, Mommy, why did you bring me to this country and then name me Chirathi? Because teachers were just constantly getting it wrong. Like, in high school, like, people would just be like, oh no, not her again. Like, you know, teachers just fuck up her name all the time. And just, like, it was just, like, tiring to them as well. Like, if you think it's tiring for you, like, how do you think it is for me?
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like, even with Asian names, like, I'm working retail, and you have to ask for, like, a guest profile, and, like, sometimes I find it like, I find myself feeling really guilty when I can't understand, like, a Chinese person trying to say their name, or an Asian person trying to say their name to me, because I'm like, I'm one of, like, you as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't mean to be like that, but because of be racist, or, like, not understand your accent or something, or, like, get frustrated because they're not understanding me. And it's, like, it's hard not to bring that in when you're raised in such a, like, white country.
Yeah. It is definitely difficult. Yeah, it's just, like, having that empathy. And I just feel like some people just don't have it.
I mean, it's hard to show empathy when you're given everything.
Yeah, spoon-fed everything, full stop.
Exactly.
Yeah. Especially, like, at a white private school, everyone there was just spoon-fed. Like, I remember, like, getting out of high school, freshly out of high school, and I was, like, walking into Woolies, and I'm like, damn, like, there's no kids here. I was, like, so... It just blew my mind, which is so dumb, because obviously there's not going to be kids at Woolies when there's, you know, school right now. But it was just, like, small things like that. I'm, like... I'm looking at, like, people at school, and I'm, like, back at school, and I'm, like, damn, like, these people have, like, a lot to learn. If I'm super accepting of other people, these guys are going to be having to come a long way to meet to my level. Like,
it's a bigger world than high school.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I didn't really see life beyond high school, to be honest.
I don't think anyone really does, because, I mean, you got to get your ATAR.
Yeah.
And then you're there 5 days a week, you know. I feel like I'm repeating myself on this podcast about it, but yeah, I think people need to definitely be more open-minded. Yeah, exactly.
Open-minded.
Yeah, like, high school's not all that. You'll get through it and you'll be like, holy shit, there's a whole world for me to, like, explore.
Peaking in high school gets you nowhere, full stop. That's what I realized. I was so stuck in this mindset of having to be, like, you know, having local popularity. Like, that meant the world to me in high school. Not that, like, I was popular in high school. I had friends here and there, like, yeah, of course. But, like, local popularity means nothing. Like, I'm looking at people from high school now, and I'm like, it's gotten you nowhere. Like, you know, peaking in high school gets you nowhere.
Yeah, it literally does. And it sort of makes you more closed-minded as well. And reluctant to open yourself up in, like, situations like uni. Like, we're both studying at universities and, like, meeting new people, like, almost like, every day, pretty much. Like, it sucks because of COVID, but I feel like once you get back, like, you're in tutorials, in lectures, like, you'll meet people everywhere. Yeah,
and it just blows my mind how people just aren't open-minded still. In we're going into 2022, people. Come on, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah. Obviously, like, I didn't hate everyone at my high school. There were a couple amazing people there that, you know, I've been friends with for ages, and, you know, I've gone through a lot with them. But, yeah, high school and primary school was just not my place. And I couldn't, we just touched toes.
Yeah, we just touched toes. That was so awkward. Oh my God. Look, like, I think, look, everyone's good. I always see the good in people.
Yeah, I definitely,
and I think it's just the unfortunate nature of high school where everyone's sort of bred and, like, encapsulated in this, like, microcosm, like a small environment. And then we're made to think that that's all. That's be all, end all. Like,
yeah, I was like, I was in bed all 2020, just thinking to myself, damn, like, nothing is going to get better. And as soon as school finished, I was just happy.
Like, free, like, the shackles are off.
Yeah, the shackles are off. Like, I don't have to see these people ever again if I don't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I think, like, we were talking about, like, how we found last year. I, like, didn't mind it because we were just online the whole time.
Yeah.
And I got used to it, like, had my own freedom and everything, and it was, like, free from judgment, free from, like, living up to these expectations of teachers, like, students, peers, like, exactly. Which was nice. Like, it was nice, but obviously you miss seeing your friends, miss communicating with people.
I definitely miss school.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, those milestones, like athletics day that we missed out on. Yeah. You know, just, like, a normal graduation, things like that. Like, having, like, our school assemblies, you know. We missed out on a lot last year, which sucks. And I do feel bad for the year 11s. And it's also, like, a, haha, like, you guys made fun of us. Fuck you now, because you have to go through it too. But, yeah, like, I feel bad for us and them.
I think
they
were worse off, just, like, in and out.
Yeah, because we were, like, at least, you said out the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. We were just out and we got used to it. You know, you just roll out of bed, online school, do your stuff, and then get on with your life. You know, whereas this one's like, okay, what's the next day? You know, like, what's happening there? What's happening here? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so high school was not my cup of tea.
Yeah, fair enough. And how have you, like, recovered from that, or, like, how have you sort of, like, taken certain steps into getting to where you are now?
Yeah, so, like,
you seem a lot happier.
Yeah, I so pretty much, like, all high school I was living my life on creative mode, I guess you can call it. Yeah, like, and now I've just, like, flipped the switch to survival, and I'm like, damn, like, I'm really out here living. And it was also like that all 2020 I got to do nothing, and now that I'm like finally free of COVID, like I want to do things, like I want to meet people, I want to, you know, I want to meet my people, and I feel like I've genuinely finally found like a beautiful group of friends who actually like understand me and stuff. And I kind of just met that through doing stuff I loved, like, you know, being by myself, going to skate parks and just reading a book, and then like bumping into people and like making friends and just socializing through life organically.
Yeah. Do you think like investing in yourself is like something that helped you achieve that? Because the skate park story in particular, like you just went there because you were like, I'm tired, I want to like sit down.
Like I want to sit down, I want to chill, I want to vibe. Like I was just doing stuff for myself for once, not like for other people or to please other people. I genuinely was a people pleaser growing up. But yeah, I kind of just tried to free myself from that. And it also helped that I was like trying, you know, new things to like get out of my negative state of mind, like actually like going on walks and like doing like saying affirmations, for an example. You know, I would just like say to myself like, you are enough, like full stop.
Yep.
And which, you know, started to seem dumb at the time, but I guess it worked.
Yeah,
like, look at me now.
Exactly.
You know?
Look at you now, just thriving.
Yeah.
Like, doing what you love as well, while like studying, maybe like opening up that career avenue as well. But you're doing what you enjoy. Yeah,
like my life is really full on, and that's the way I like it. Like I'm working 40 hours at Bunnings right now. I've got, you know, this side hustle with the tote bags coming out, a giveaway tonight. I'm trying to like keep on top of all my friendships, you know, like, which is hard, really hard when you're working like 40 hours. Having to, you know, you're in a new relationship, so you have to like spend a lot of time with them and get to know them, and you know, like compromise with that. And then just like also like my tote bag drop, I've been like spending a lot of my time online, like trying to figure out how to work a website. Like I'm not a computer person at all. Yeah, that's it. I can wait for that when like Life With Lam maybe sets off. I don't know, this is like some sort of, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun chatting to people, and it's like awesome getting like a perspective, because I feel like I'm relating to you so heavily with high school, with like the shackles coming off, and you finally get to like express yourself truly, and people who see you for you will gravitate towards you, because that's exactly what happens. I think when you invest in yourself, like you can then start investing into other people. That's right. Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't realize that the way I perceived my own self was affecting how other people perceived me. Like all 2020, I was like really upset with how other people perceived me. And then I looked into myself and I was like, hold on, like, would I want to be friends with myself either? And it was just like that realization to coming like that far. Like I was like, if, you know, I bumped into myself, would I want to be friends with myself too? And then I just started to let go of these like really bad habits that I had, like negative self-talk, you know, just like being a people pleaser as well, and trying to fit those pleaser. Like sort of expectations and boundaries that other people set for you. I was always like, oh, people have to see me as like this surfer, like indie chick, because I was super on the Australian music scene. And then I realized that no, I actually also have like a love for street style and rap and like, you know, just like American culture, full stop. Like but I realized that I could be both. Like I didn't have to fit in one box, and that's really what kind of set me free. Yeah, for sure. On American culture as well, we were talking in the car about like the N-word. The N-word, yeah. And you are a POC, but you're Sri Lankan. So growing up, I felt so alienated, and to me it was almost like, oh, like I have this right to say it because everyone puts me in that box, you know? Like everyone has always put me in the, oh, she's darker skin, like she's black, full stop. And like I was like 11, 12, 13 probably saying that word, and I just came to this realization that I actually have no right to say it. Yeah. You know? I guess like my question has always been like, rappers of color always drop that word, and then like I never say it. Yeah. Like when I'm like screaming the lyrics at a club and stuff, and a lot of people don't as well, which is like what we should be doing because we have no association to the word. But it's like my question was always, why do they get so upset
when people are singing their lyrics, you know? It's like, why put it in the song?
It's so hard for people to understand, but it comes with that, it comes with ownership of the word. So this word was always used against people, you know, during, you know, the slavery time, the slavery era. So it's black people just taking ownership of that word and reclaiming the word, really. Yeah. So it's like putting power back into the word and making it their own. Like,
yeah, okay. I like, see, when someone like lays it out like that, I totally understand, because I'm just there like, why?
And
like,
I'm from Sri Lankan background, so I just came to this realization, and I was like, I actually have no connection or like historically to this word, so I shouldn't be saying it, you know. And even though like white people just put me in that box, I like, it was just like a self thing, like reflection wise, like, oh, you know, like I feel like it's not mine to claim, even though I have been through, you know, microaggressions my whole life and racist like events, like I've experienced racism firsthand. I just shouldn't say it.
I mean, that's a huge epiphany to come to at 12, 13 years old. Like, I really respect that from you. And I guess, with this first-hand racism and stuff, what is it like left in your life? Like, do you still look back and you're like, holy fuck? Like,
like I'm actually traumatized, like, full stop. Like, you know, sometimes it just comes to me and I'm like, damn, that really happened. Do
you have any example? Like, you don't have to go into it.
I can go into it. Literally, like, I think this was like last year. Like, I'm being like called security at just like my local shopping center in Coles. I don't know. I guess they thought I was stealing or something. And I walk in and all of a sudden I hear the lady who works in the deli like on the speaker, and she's like, calling for security, back up please. And I'm like, oh, I thought there was like someone dodgy in the store, and I'm just walking around, you know, looking for like a snack to eat. So I was snacking, you know. I wanted some snacks. But like I'm walking around the store, and then I realized this bitch from the deli is fucking following me around the whole store. So I'm like, maybe my mind's like playing tricks on me, but she was like
actually just trailing you.
She was trailing me because oopsies. No, yeah. I was like, let me make sure. And I walked a couple different aisles, and this bitch was following me.
Holy fuck.
And I had done nothing wrong. Like, I was just coming in to get some snacks. Like, it's not even a big deal to me, but
no, I think that's horrible.
Yeah,
that's just a horrible feeling. And like, if you're younger, you don't know like that's what they're doing, you know? Like, you're mature enough to understand that, holy fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. It was like, you're like cross-contaminating meat onto other products when you're like following me. And she because I went to self-checkout, like as one does, I go to self-checkout, and she's like, she comes into the self-checkout too, and she asks, like, in her deli apron, and she asks to like check my my bag, sorry. And yeah, it was just really weird to me. Like, I remember her name. It was Deb. Yeah. Big fuck you to Deb. Anyways. But yeah, like, I've definitely had like instances like that. I remember like playing netball when I was younger, and fuck, it was the worst. Like, netball mums are psycho.
I think just sporting mums are pretty crazy in general.
Sporting parents are psycho.
They're a different breed.
They are a different breed, because they're trying to vicariously live through you.
I know, literally, like soccer mums, or like lots of really competitive parents as well. Yeah, I've had I know so many people who like live vicariously through their kid. Yeah, it's toxic.
It's really toxic.
It's so bad. It's like, just because you couldn't achieve those like feats or achievements, like, doesn't mean you need to force your kid into like living your own dreams.
It was also the fact that I was like, I wasn't bad at netball. Like, I was all right, you know? So, like, I was a fucking kid. And the fact that I was brown just pissed them off even more. So I would have, like, parents yelling at me, calling me, like, a bitch when I'm, like, 12, 13, 14 on the netball court because I was good. Like, allow it, bro. Allow it.
Just sitting on your kids.
Yeah.
They're not going to get this little grand final plastic trophy.
Yeah, this wasn't even like rep netball. This was just Saturday netball. Like,
holy fuck.
Calm your tits. Like, you know? And, yeah, so that was, like, crazy. Like, I almost had, like, a fist fight on court. And it was just, the umpires sucked. And, yeah, that was a whole thing. And, yeah, working at Bunnings, I've definitely, felt, you know, racism. Like, I was on, you know, the door once, you know, how you have, like, a people greeter.
Yeah. And now you have to check vaxxers as well.
Yeah, it was the worst.
Yeah,
this was when I was working at a different, bigger store. And this old man comes up to me and he grabs my arm because he was, like, frustrated at something. And he's like, where are you from? And he's, like, shaking my arm. And I'm like, Croydon? Like, you know, like, what? Yeah. And he, like, keeps shaking my arm. And, like, obviously at this point I black out because I don't remember how he let go of me. But, like, he's, like, asking, like, screaming, where are you from?
In the middle of Bunnings.
In the middle of fucking Bunnings. And, like, he's, like, shaking my arm, like, and I just felt so isolated in that moment. The fact that, like, the people greeter is isolated
in like a little stand
thing is like scary enough, but like I just blacked out. I don't remember what happened, but he obviously like let go of me because I'm here today, like I'm alive. Hey, but
no.
Yeah.
See, these instances are just like scary, and like personally, like I've never experienced something, thankfully, and like I hope I don't. But it's so sad to hear that people can actually do that to another person just because of their skin color as well.
Yeah, it was crazy to me. Bunnings handled it really well. Like, you know, the managers wrote up the incident and they, you know, looked at the footage, so it was really it was fine. I was just like shook from it.
Yeah, for sure. You don't expect that. You're like living your own life. You're like, I'm a normal person, and then people like this come around and they're like, no, you're not. And it's like, and what right do you have
to tell me I'm not a human being?
Yeah, exactly. You are a human living being. Yeah, like, how do you treat someone like that?
Yeah, it's crazy to me.
It honestly just like baffles me because I can't imagine ever treating anyone like that.
Yeah.
It's inhumane, and they think they're like self-righteous because they're doing it, which is the most fucked up thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I do live on the end of the train line, so yeah, it's not uncommon for things like this to happen, but it's just
how do you like deal with it, I guess, like
for like a long time. Yeah, like as I said, I was like going to bed wishing I was white when I was a kid, you know, wishing my parents like changed my name. Like my parents like asking me at one point like, do you want to change your name? And I'm like, when I'm famous I need to trademark this shit, but
yeah,
you know, exactly. But like
Chirathi is a fucking bussin' name. I love
Thank you. Yeah, my parents gave it to me.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out your parents.
You know, shout out to them one time. But no, like it was really hard for me. You know, at the end of my schooling, I was just sick of it, and yeah, that's when I went into my like depressive episode. Like, if you go on my TikTok, you can probably see like scrolling down like how unhappy I look compared to this year, and it's just been such a big change to me. Like right now I'm getting messages from like people I went to school with, people, you know, I've been friends with for a long time, just even randoms who have been like following me on TikTok, you know, just like amazing, beautiful people who like message me and they're like, I'm so proud of how far you've come. And I think that's like the most thing. That's like the most rewarding thing. And yeah, I just like I couldn't imagine life beyond school, and like now it's just crazy how far I've come.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's such a like inspiring story. Even though you think like you're just like this normal person, you know, just taking film photos. I think it's such a good story.
No, like if you told me this time last year that I'm gonna have like the most amazing boyfriend, like beautiful friends who like actually understand me and see me for me, a job, like a side hustle that I love doing that doesn't even feel like work, a better work environment where, you know, the people are just, again, amazing. Like, I'd be like, I would just laugh in your face.
Yeah,
I would have laughed in your face because I didn't see my life beyond high school.
Yeah, I think when you go through hard and rough patches in your life, I think the best thing is to just like stick fat. Yeah. And that's easier said than done. But I think the main takeaway from this, and I think this is the title, is to invest in yourself.
Yes, full stop. Yeah, if you're going through a hard time, message me on Instagram. My Instagram @ is chirathi.png. Like, I'm here to talk about it with you, like help you out, because I've been there, done that, full stop.
Yeah.
And
I think mini patches, we've all gone through some pretty hard times as well.
I people will like listen to this and be like, but she didn't even get bullied in high school. But when you go through these microaggressions every single day of your life, it builds.
Yeah, for sure.
It builds. And like,
and if you're sitting there thinking that, I feel like you have a lot of work to do on yourself.
Yeah.
And like a lot of empathy, like learning to do.
Like it's like, you have no right to tell me how I feel.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly it.
Yeah, like last year was the worst, and I just feel so much better now, and the takeaway is invest in yourself again.
Well, thank you so much for hopping on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
It's been
I've
awesome.
always wanted to be on a podcast, so this is so fucking sick.
And you finally you finally made it.
I've made it. Guys, I've made it in life. This is my
peak. Boasting solid 180 followers, but it's alright. We're just building.
No, we're gonna get there.
Exactly. Yeah. All your socials will be in the
description box?
The description box, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sweet.
Be sure to follow at Life With Lam podcast on Instagram and shoot me some messages.
Yeah.
Give me some feedback. We want to hear.
Yeah, definitely shoot me a message if you've listened to this and you want to talk about other stuff. Like, my DMs are always open. I check them sometimes.
When you can.
I check them sometimes, to be honest. I check them rarely, but I will respond to you. Yeah.
Awesome. Any final words? Or are they the final words you're going to leave?
The final words are invest in yourself, because you matter and you deserve it.
Thank you, Chirathi.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.